Hello everyone, in this class we are going to be pairing our breath with each movement, as well as merging some core workouts just to wake up our system, get us nice and ready for the day, starting off at the front of your mat in Tadasana, mountain pose, just to center and ground ourselves, mentally prepare ourselves for the flow ahead. On your next inhale, rising your hands up to the sky, option to lift through the heels for a balancing challenge. There was a bit of a plant in the way, but I promise my heels were lifted. Lower your heels back down if they weren't already. Rear your elbows back to a center cactus. Reaching back up to the sky, twisting to your right side cactus. Reaching back up to the sky, center cactus. Reaching back up to the sky, twisting to your left side cactus. As we reach our arms up, we stretch out our lats. As we rear our elbows back, we stretch out our shoulders. Reaching our arms up again, twisting to the right one more time, right side cactus. Reaching your arms back up, this time coming into a forward fold, bending from the hips, not the lower back. Rising up halfway to add some more length through our spine. An option to have a bend in the knees if that helps, and if you're a bit too tense in the hamstring and calves, feel free to stay here quite still, or feel free to walk out your forward fold just to warm up our hamstring and calves. Now from here, opposite arm, opposite leg stretch. When our left leg bends, our right arm reaches up, and we switch out. When our right knee bends, our left arm reaches. So when we bend one leg, the opposite leg gets to have more focus on a deeper stretch. And as for our upper body, as we slightly twist, we're also warming up our spine. On your last one, coming back through to a forward fold, rising up halfway, bowing forward. We're just holding here for a couple of moments. Rising up now to our Tadasana, coming into our next balancing challenge. Taking as much time as you need, bringing your left knee to chest, rocking your leg back and forth in the same concept as rock the baby. And then seeing if you can't slide your left hand down your shin, transition getting your knee to the ground, still keeping a grip on your shin. It is completely fine if you lose grip and lose balance. It is still early in the morning, do not hold it against yourself. Last for as long as you can. Then just shake it off however many times you fell out of frame. Switching to the other side now, grabbing onto your right knee, rocking side to side. Just loosening up and warming up our right hip. Then seeing if you can't, slide your hand down your right shin, transitioning getting your knee to aim towards the ground, still keeping a grip on your shin. I last a bit longer on this side. One side will always be more temperamental than the other. However long you lasted, stepping your right foot back, coming into a crescent lunge. Gentle bend through the left knee, right foot back as far as you feel safe, hips square, arms up and overhead. Then shifting forward, straightening out your left leg, coming into your pyramid pose. Just holding here for a moment. Then stepping your right leg forward, coming back to a forward fold. Then rising up Tadasana. Raising arms up and overhead, prayer hands or just palms together, arms back by your side. And this time, left leg steps back to your right side crescent lunge. Soft bend through your right knee, left leg as far back as feels safe, hips are square, arms up and overhead. Straightening through your right leg, shifting forward, coming into our pyramid pose. Now from here, heel toe your right foot to the left side of your mat. Once you're there, shifting your left foot behind your right leg, lowering down, laying down, then grabbing onto your feet, coming into happy baby. Feel free to rock side to side or just remain in stillness. Just warming up our hips, massaging our lumbar spine. Then release the feet to the mat, shift your hips around if need be, lowering both your knees to the right side of your mat, coming into an easy spinal twist. Returning back to center, grabbing onto your feet again, coming back to a happy baby to continue warming up our hips. Feel free to continue rocking through your hips if that feels nice. Releasing your feet again, shifting your hips around, this time dropping your knees to the left side of your mat. Coming back through to center, this time swinging your legs up, rocking the length of your spine forward, crossing your legs under yourself, transitioning into a tabletop. Once you're in your tabletop, coming into a very gentle cat-cow to continue warming up our spine just in a different direction. And feel free to keep the toes tucked. Now from here, while remaining in your tabletop, extending one leg out, whichever leg you'd like, and pressing through into your foot to stretch out your hamstring and calf, and then switch out legs. From here, shifting over to your right side, modified side plank, reaching your left arm up and overhead, feeling a nice stretch in our left side, coming through to center into a downward dog, and coming back down, left side modified side plank, reaching your right arm up and over, feeling a nice stretch in our left side, coming back to your downward dog, coming back over to your right side modified plank, coming back to your downward dog, and from here reaching your left leg up to the sky, three-legged dog. Straight as you can, bonus points for as high as you can. Bending your left knee and then circulating out your leg just to warm up our hip joint some more. Straightening out your leg and however you see fit, stepping your left leg forward, coming into a sprinter lunge. Just warming up and stretching out our right side hip flexor. Then shifting back, coming into halasana, half split, to feel a nice stretch, a nice dedicated stretch in our hamstring and calf. Shifting back forward again to your sprinter lunge. Shifting back again to your halasana. Shifting forward again to your sprinter lunge, this time kicking up your right leg, and then shifting forward, coming up. Then you're going to adjust yourself with as much time as you need into your crouching eagle pose. Right leg wraps around left leg, Arms follow the same pattern, sinking as low as you can in your hips, even lower with the knees, an amazing digestive position. Then transitioning your way, if you need to shift back on your mat a little bit, that is fine. But transitioning your way around into a half moon posture. So your hips stack, your right leg raises, your right foot is flexed, broadening through your chest. And if it helps to have your left toes turned inwards a little bit to have better balance, by all means. Core is tight, so you're balancing nice and beautifully. Now from here, right hand returns back to the ground, shift your foot and then return your right foot to the mat, coming into a forward fold. Stepping back into a downward dog. Then kicking up your right leg, three-legged dog. And then from here, bending your right knee and circulating out your right leg, warming up our right side hip. Straightening out your leg, and however you see fit, stepping forward with your right leg, coming into your sprinter lunge. So now we're feeling a nice stretch through our left hip flexor. Shifting back now to Halasana, half split. Shifting forward again, sprinter lunge. Shifting back, Halasana. Shifting forward again, sprinter lunge, this time lifting up through your left knee. Stepping forward, transitioning your way into a crouching eagle pose. Left leg wraps around right leg, arms follow the same pattern. And it's also fun if your ankle, your top ankle, doesn't wrap around your lower calf. You're still getting amazing benefits no matter which version of a posture you're in. Sinking low with the hips, even lower in the knee. Core is tight. Then transitioning your way around, feel free to step back a bit if you need more space on your mat. Coming into your half moon posture. Your left leg raises, your left foot is flexed, your hips are stacked, core is tight. Shoulders are also in line. Feel free to have your right toes turned in a bit to help with better balance. Returning your left hand to the ground, shifting your right foot, stepping your left foot back to the ground and coming into a forward fold. Just holding here for a moment and stepping your way back into a downward dog. Shifting forward to a plank, chaturanga, upward facing dog. Just taking another brief moment and then we will begin our core work. Now shifting your way back to downward dog, coming to our first exercise. Bring your left knee to chest, back to downward dog. Right knee to chest, back to downward dog. Left knee to chest, downward dog. Right knee to chest, downward dog. Keep on going at your own pace. Left knee to chest, down dog. Right knee to chest, down dog. Left knee to chest and down dog. And this time shifting forward to our high plank. We're going to shift our weight back and forth, pressing through the ankles, shoulders and wrists to warm up our core if we hadn't already from the first exercise. Now from here, lifting up your left leg, cross mountain climb, left knee, right elbow, switch sides. Right leg kicks up, right knee, left elbow, and then switch sides. So we're working through our glutes first, and then we're cross mountain climbing. Alternating legs as we go along, all the way up to 7 at your own pace, following the exact rhythm of your breath. Now from here, chaturanga, upward facing dog, taking as much time as you need with transitions or with the exercises. Now rising up and shifting your right foot to the front of your mat, however you see fit, coming up into our warrior 2. Soft bend to the right knee, left leg as far back as feels safe, and arms about shoulder height. Just taking a brief moment to catch our breath, clasping your hands behind your back, leaning forward to a humble warrior, right elbow to right knee, coming back up, lowering back down, coming back up, lowering back down, coming back up, lowering back down, coming back up, lowering back down one more time, releasing your arms, left hand to the mat, right arm up and above, coming into a twisted lunge. Now from here, either lowering your left knee or lifting up and over your right foot, or just like me, skipping your right foot back until you finally find yourself into a side plank. Then coming into a reverse passe, meaning your bottom leg bends parallel to your mat, lasting as long as you can, and shifting your weight to a full plank, leaving your knee close to your chest, pressing through your shoulders to a crouching tiger or a tiger crouch. Holding here for a few moments, engaging that core, and then lower your left knee, kick up your right leg, lower your right leg, left knee to chest, and lower, lift up your right leg, lower, lift up your left knee, and lower. Keep on going. And on your last one, extending through to three-legged dog, extending your left leg. Then lowering your leg, coming into a plank, chaturanga, upward facing dog, taking another deep breath, siesta, making a few poor attempts at adjusting my clothes, making sure to keep your shoulders away from your ears. And then when you're ready, shifting back up, this time a left leg ahead of you, coming into warrior 2, however you see fit. Just taking a moment to adjust around the costume. Soft bend through the left knee, right leg as far back as feels safe, arms about shoulder height. And if at this point your arms are sick of being engaged, feel free to hold on to opposite elbows, lean forward, humble warrior, and come back up. Come forward, humble warrior, come back up. We just have 3 more. Now releasing the arms, right arm down, left arm up, twisted lunge. Holding here for a few breaths, and then either lowering your right knee, shifting your left foot up and over, or just like me, shifting and skipping your left foot back until you finally reach your way into a side plank. Then from here, reverse passe, lower leg parallel to the mat and bent, transitioning your way over to a full plank, right knee to chest, pressing through the shoulders into crouching tiger or tiger crouch. Holding for a few breaths, engaging that core. Then lowering your right knee, kicking up your left leg, lowering, lifting up your right knee to chest, lowering, kicking up your left leg and lowering, Keep on going at your own pace, coming up to 7. Now from here, extending out to 3-legged dog, holding for a few breaths. Then lower your leg, shift forward plank, chaturanga, upward facing dog. Taking a nice deep breath, making sure the shoulders stay away from the ears. And then shifting back to a well-deserved child's pose. We're only holding here for a moment. Flip the palms up if that feels nice, just to disengage the arms a bit, give the muscles a break. But then replant your hands, shift forward to a upward facing dog. We're going to ripple forward in our spine, shifting between child's pose and upward dog. Coming back, child's pose. Coming forward, up dog. Back to child's pose, just up to 5 of these. Back to child's pose, and we have just one more exercise to go. Just taking in a replenishing breath. And then you're going to shift your way forward into your right side plank. So when you're ready, coming up, preparing yourself, shifting to a right side plank, back to child's pose. Shifting forward, left side plank, back to child's pose. Right side plank, child's pose, left side plank, child's pose. One more time on the right side plank, this time high plank, and crossing your knees under yourself, shifting back, taking your time now, laying all the way back. Scripping around your knees and rolling back and coming into a ball posture. Feel free to rock side to side if that still feels nice, or feel free to remain still. From here, releasing your legs, extending out to your right leg, bringing your left leg across you in a more advanced spinal twist. If it feels far better to do easy spinal twist with both legs bent, then by all means. But if you're up for this one, for an even deeper sensation, feel free to join me in this version as well. Coming back through to center, shifting out sides. Left leg straight, right leg bends and comes across. Now coming back through to center, adjusting your hips, extending both your legs, hip width distance. Arms may be flopped outside the mat, coming into our final resting posture, Savasana, corpse pose. Taking in a nice deep breath. All the warm-ups we did, the core exercises we did, the challenging and the balancing. We now get to embellish in all of that, relish in how it made us feel, while we embrace being in a Savasana. Taking deep breaths and allowing your heart rate to come back down, your breathing to even out. staying here for as long as you absolutely can, if you have more than enough time on your hands. Otherwise, if it's due time, wiggling your fingers and toes, rolling over to your side, sitting on up at your own pace, and crossing your legs, coming into an easy seated pose in the middle of your mat. Taking your time to feeling nice and the right amount of grateful for the time you put into this practice today, especially with the balancing challenges. They were none too easy, but we still gave ourselves a chance to embellish in them, to embrace them, and to learn from them. If we can amount balance into our life physically, we can amount balance into our lives mentally. Reaching your hands up and overhead, all the positive energy above you, bring it on down to yourself, bowing it out with yourself, and thanking yourself so much for being on this mat. Thank you for watching and or flowing. I do appreciate it either way, and I shall see you all for my future videos. Namaste.